The wind sighs through ancient forests, carrying whispers of forgotten tales. Imagine standing where history's shadows stretch long and cold, where every creak and groan hints at a presence unseen. Welcome to Vermont, a land of serene beauty marred by a chilling undercurrent. Tonight, we unearth the spectral truths hidden beneath its picturesque facade, delving into 15 of its most terrifying haunted places. Are you ready to face what lingers in the Green Mountain State? 15. The Old Stagecoach Inn, Waterbury, Vermont, USA. A playful chill dances through the ancient halls of the Old Stagecoach Inn, where the scent of aged wood and forgotten secrets hangs heavy in the air. For centuries, this historic establishment in Waterbury has welcomed travelers, both the living and those who have long since departed, yet refuse to check out. Locals whisper of an unseen guest house, a spectral community of spirited pranksters who find endless amusement in the realm between worlds. Imagine the flickering candlelight casting long, dancing shadows upon the walls as you drift to sleep, only to be roused by the gentle creak of a door that was undeniably latched, or the faint, almost musical tinkling of an object shifting on a distant mantelpiece. Guests recount tales of waking to find their carefully placed belongings subtly rearranged, a harmless jest from an unseen hand. Footsteps echo from vacant rooms, and disembodied whispers, too indistinct to form words, seem to brush against the ear, leaving a prickle of unease. There's a persistent feeling of being watched, not with malice, but with a mischievous curiosity, as if the eternal residents are simply enjoying the company of their transient counterparts. It's a haunting born not of tragedy, but of an eternal reluctance to depart from a place so rich in history and human connection. Who truly holds the keys to these hallowed rooms? And are you brave enough to become their next unwitting guest? Perhaps to share a laugh with a spirit from a bygone era, or to be the target of their next spectral prank. As this playful chill fades, a more somber presence beckons from a grander, yet equally haunted, estate. 14. The Governor's Inn, Ludlow, Vermont, USA. Under the pale, watchful gaze of the moon, a spectral figure glides through the silent hallways of the Governor's Inn, an ethereal blur of movement that leaves behind only a lingering chill and the phantom echo of inaudible whispers. This opulent, historic mansion in Ludlow is said to be the eternal abode of a dignified lady, a former mistress or guest, whose sorrowful presence still seeks a peace she never found in life. Her story, unwoven into the very tapestries of the inn, speaks of a grand past marred by an unspoken tragedy, leaving her spirit bound to its elegant confines. Guests and staff alike have borne witness to her restless wanderings. She is most often described as a woman in antique attire, a shadowy wisp seen gracefully traversing the rooms and corridors. Her presence marked by a sudden, inexplicable drop in temperature. Her voice, if heard, is a mere breath. A mournful sigh that seems to rise from the very stones of the building, often accompanied by the chilling sensation of unseen eyes following one's every move. The delicate silk curtains in vacant rooms might stir without a breeze, and a faint, cold breath on the back of one's neck serves as a silent reminder that you are not alone. Her essence is one of refined melancholy, a stately haunting that evokes a deeper, psychological fear rather than overt terror, hinting at a profound grief that transcends time. Does this invisible governess still seek solace within these walls? Or does she simply wish for you to acknowledge her enduring presence as her sorrowful echo fades? A more jovial, though equally spectral monster Character prepares to make his entrance at a nearby mountain retreat. 13. Green Mountain Inn, Stowe, Vermont, USA. From the attic, where the dust of time clings to every rafter, the faint, cheerful strains of dance music often drift down through the quiet halls of the Green Mountain Inn. Though no living soul treads a waltz there, this venerable inn in Stowe, a beacon of hospitality amidst Vermont's emerald mountains, holds more than just a rich history within its timbered walls. It also shelters the jovial spirit of Boots Barry, a beloved former employee. Boots met an untimely end in a mysterious accident, but his passion for dance, it seems, transcended the veil of death. His enduring presence is a unique blend of heartwarming charm and an unsettling supernatural whimsy, making him one of Vermont's most affable specters. Guests and staff have long grown accustomed to the playful antics of Boots. His signature is the inexplicable sound of rhythmic footsteps and antique dance tunes emanating from the usually silent attic, as if an invisible ball is perpetually underway. Objects might subtly shift from their resting places. A door left ajar suddenly closes, or a misplaced key reappears as a harmless prank from beyond. The air sometimes thickens with a cheerful, yet undeniably chilling, presence, a sensation likened to an invisible smile watching over the inn's living occupants. It's a haunting imbued with a certain warmth, a spectral host ensuring his beloved inn continues to hum with an otherworldly life. Even as the cold tendrils of the unexplained brush against your skin, is Boots Barry perpetually seeking one last, perfect dance? Or does he simply wish to be remembered, forever pirouetting through the beloved halls of the Green Mountain Inn as his ethereal jig concludes? Another inn holds secrets of a more innocent, yet equally unsettling kind, where the laughter of children echoes from empty rooms. 12. The Norwich Inn, Norwich, Vermont, USA. The innocent giggling of children echoes from the deserted rooms, a frigid breeze carrying the faint scent of forgotten toys, making one question who truly calls this ancient inn home. Nestled in the tranquil town of Norwich, this venerable establishment is believed to be a cherished haven for the spirits of its youngest former residents and other spectral inhabitants, whose energetic imprints linger within its time-worn walls. Their presence, while often playful, casts an unsettling pall, transforming familiar comfort into a realm of the subtly supernatural. Throughout the inn's long history, countless guests and staff have reported encounters with these ethereal denizens. Phantom children are frequently glimpsed, their translucent forms flitting through hallways or peeking mischievously from behind half-closed doors. The air itself often carries a peculiar weight, as if unseen eyes are perpetually watching your every move. Subtle touches on the arm, a brush against the hair when no one is near, or whispered words that dissolve into the silence are common. Spine-tingling occurrences. It's a haunting that preys on the psychological, turning the innocence of childhood laughter into a source of profound, quiet dread, a chilling reminder of lives cut short and spirits forever bound to their beloved abode. Are these spectral children eternally seeking to complete a game left unfinished? Or do they simply yearn for a new playmate to join them in their timeless domain? As the phantom echoes of their play fade, another venerable inn conceals its own mischievous, yet profoundly unsettling, inhabitants, where doors swing open to empty halls and whispers brush past your ear in the dead of night. 11. Brandon Inn, Brandon, Vermont, USA. The grand doors of Brandon Inn swing open and close with an unseen hand. Objects subtly shift from their resting places when whispers caress the air where no one stands, revealing a truth: this ancient establishment harbors secrets, and souls who refuse to depart, a stately, historic edifice. Brandon Inn has long been whispered to be a cherished dwelling for numerous playful spirits whose pranks are often harmless, yet undeniably unsettling. Its long, storied history has borne witness to countless lives and fates, some of which seem to have lingered far beyond their mortal coil, weaving themselves into the very fabric of the inn. Guests and staff alike recount a tapestry of strange occurrences that defy rational explanation. Doors unlatch themselves with soft clicks. Furniture is gently rearranged, and personal items appear in unexpected corners, as if guided by an invisible trickster. A pervasive sense of being observed often settles in the quieter rooms, a subtle weight in the air that suggests unseen eyes are watching. Many have described the uncanny sensation of a light touch on their hair or a brush against their shoulder, only to turn and find themselves utterly alone, enveloped by the ghost of a cold breath. These aren't tales of overt horror, but rather a slow, creeping dread born from the pervasive, almost benign presence of the ethereal, transforming familiar comforts into a playground for the otherworldly. The very silence of the inn seems to hum with the echoes of lives past, a gentle reminder that you are never truly alone within its hallowed walls. Do these playful spirits simply seek companionship, or are they forever bound to their beloved inn, waiting to include you in their timeless games? As the ghostly whispers fade from Brandon Inn, another historic structure rises by a still lake, its serene beauty concealing chilling secrets and the persistent echoes of a past that refuses to be silenced by the lapping waves. 10. Grand Isle Lake House, Grand Isle, Vermont, USA. The historic Grand Isle Lake House stands sentinel by the still, dark water, its picturesque beauty a deceptive veil over chilling secrets, where whispers from a forgotten past still sigh through the languid breeze. This venerable estate, with its sweeping views and serene facade, holds a history rich with generations of life, laughter, and inevitably, loss. Each antique beam and every ornate fixture has borne witness to untold stories. And local lore suggests that not all who once resided here have truly departed. Tales of personal tragedies and sudden, unexplained deaths have woven a tapestry of unease around this grand lakeside dwelling, leaving an indelible spectral shadow. Visitors and staff frequently recount encounters that defy rational explanation. The heavy antique doors of the house creak open and shut without a draft, echoing with the ghostly rhythm of phantom footsteps ascending and descending the grand wooden staircases. Even when no living soul is present, ornaments subtly shift on mantelpieces, curtains sway in airless rooms, and the profound silence is often shattered by disembodied murmurs that seem to emanate from the very walls themselves. Perhaps most unnerving are the sudden, bone-chilling drops in temperature, pockets of Arctic air that manifest without warning, leaving a lingering sense of an unseen presence just beyond the veil. A cold breath on the nape of your neck in the dead of summer. Does the alluring beauty of this lakeside sanctuary merely mask an invitation from trapped souls, forever bound to their cherished home? Or is it a shimmering mirage promising unseen horrors to those who dare to stay? As the spectral echoes of Grand Isle Lake House fade into the placid depths of the lake, our journey takes us inland to the hallowed yet haunted grounds of academia, where the smoke and silent screams of a past tragedy still cling to the ancient stones of a university hall. 9. University of Vermont UVM, Converse Hall, Burlington, Vermont, USA. The acrid scent of long-vanished smoke still chokes the air within the ancient corridors of Converse Hall, a spectral reminder of a tragic night where a young life was extinguished. leaving an indelible scar upon its very stone. This venerable academic building, a cornerstone of the University of Vermont, appears outwardly serene, yet beneath its scholarly facade lies a heart heavy with sorrow and a history stained by fire. Local legend, whispered in hushed tones among generations of students, tells of a female student whose life was cruelly cut short in a devastating blaze here, her spirit forever bound to the halls she once walked. She is a silent guardian, a melancholy echo of youthful dreams turned to ash. Students and faculty alike have long reported unnerving encounters within Converse Hall. A fleeting shadow, often perceived as a young woman in vintage attire, is said to drift through the hallways, sometimes glimpsed from the corner of an eye only to vanish when directly confronted. Certain areas within the building carry an inexplicable weight of sadness, a profound sense of melancholy that can descend without warning, chilling the soul rather than just the skin. Reports of sudden, drastic drops in temperature, pockets of icy air in otherwise warm rooms, are commonplace, as are the faint, disembodied whispers that seem to carry a message of despair or yearning, just beyond the reach of understanding. The feeling of being watched, of a lingering, sorrowful presence, is a persistent companion for those who delve deep into the building's quiet corners. Does this spectral student forever seek a path to peace amidst the hallowed halls? Or does she merely yearn to be remembered once more, before fading completely into the echoes of time as the poignant echoes of Converse Hall fade? Our journey leads us to a sprawling complex where not just one, but countless histories converge, a vast repository of collected pasts. Each edifice an artifact, a potential vessel for lingering spirits, the enigmatic Shelburne Museum. 8. Shelburne Museum. Shelburne, Vermont, USA. Within the sprawling embrace of Shelburne Museum, where ancient buildings stand as silent sentinels and countless artifacts hold stories untold, there are whispers carried on the wind, telling of spirits who never truly left, forever seeking refuge among the relics of their past. This isn't merely a collection of historical structures, it's a meticulously reassembled village. Each edifice, from the majestic round barn to the solitary lighthouse, carefully moved from its original foundation. With every timber and stone came not just architectural integrity, but the indelible energy, the very essence, and perhaps the lingering residence of lives long lived. This confluence of disparate histories creates a potent, almost overwhelming spiritual melting pot, a place where time itself seems to ripple with unseen currents. Visitors and staff frequently report encounters that defy rational explanation. Ephemeral apparitions flicker at the edges of vision, seen only to vanish when directly confronted. Disembodied voices, faint murmurs, and sometimes distinct calls emanate from ostensibly empty rooms or drift through open doorways. The unmistakable shuffle of footsteps echoes on vanished staircases, or the creak of floorboards suggests an unseen weight. More unsettling still is the pervasive sensation of a distinct, unseen presence, as if countless eyes from generations past are watching your every move. A sudden, inexplicable chill might sweep through a room, or a familiar and anachronistic scent of pipe tobacco, old lace, or wood smoke might manifest from thin air, hinting at a past resident's enduring, spectral trace. The profound quiet of the museum grounds is often shattered by these intangible disturbances, confirming that history here doesn't just reside in glass cases, it breathes. Are these timeless artifacts merely a bridge between our world and the spectral realm, or do they serve as enduring anchors for the souls left behind, patiently waiting for someone to finally listen to their untold narratives? As the echoes of Shelburne's spectral residence fade, our journey takes a more somber turn to a hallowed ground soaked in blood and cries of battle, where the past refuses to be buried, the Hubbardton battlefield. 7. Hubbardton Battlefield. Hubbardton, Vermont, USA. The chilling report of musketry still echoes from centuries past, the phantom scent of gunpowder clinging to the cold winds. For Hubbardton Battlefield is a place where history is not merely recorded, but perpetually relived. This hallowed ground, nestled amidst the rolling hills of Vermont, bears the indelible scars of one of the fiercest and bloodiest engagements of the American Revolution. Here, in 1777, hundreds of brave souls met their tragic end, their final breaths mingling with the cries of battle, forever imprinting their agony and sacrifice upon the very soil. The energy of that brutal conflict remains, a palpable, suffocating presence that refuses to dissipate with time. Visitors, often drawn by the serene beauty of the landscape, are frequently thrust into a terrifying communion with the past. Reports from both history enthusiasts and paranormal investigators speak of phenomena that defy explanation. The distinct crack of antique firearms, the guttural shouts of commanding officers, and the piercing, despairing wails of the wounded are heard cutting through the otherwise tranquil air. More unnerving still are the fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures in 18th century attire, spectral soldiers who seem to materialize from the mists, only to vanish as quickly as they appeared, locked in an eternal silent struggle. The ground itself feels heavy, saturated with the residual sorrow and anger of those who perished, a coldness that penetrates far deeper than the weather could ever account for. Have these forgotten soldiers truly found their eternal rest, or do they remain trapped in a timeless skirmish, forever fighting a battle that refuses to end as the ghostly cannon fire of Hubbardton fades? We journey towards a place where luxury and specters intertwine. An elegant hotel where the past's most distinguished guests refuse to check out, the Equinox Hotel. 6. Equinox Hotel, Manchester, Vermont, USA. Velvet drapes may soften the edges of the room, but they cannot muffle the faint, melancholic whisper that occasionally drifts from the presidential suite. Nor can the grandeur of its chandeliers fully illuminate the spectral figures that linger in the periphery. The Equinox Hotel, a beacon of refined elegance in Manchester, stands as a testament to both lavish hospitality and enduring spectral residence. Its storied past, spanning centuries, has welcomed a parade of dignitaries, including the often troubled Mary Todd Lincoln, whose presence is said to be the most prominent, a somber echo of a life steeped in both privilege and profound sorrow. Guests and staff alike have recounted unnerving encounters within these hallowed halls. The most chilling reports speak of glimpses of Mary Todd Lincoln herself, her elegant but mournful figure gliding silently through the corridors or pausing by windows, her gaze fixed on something unseen. Beyond the visual, a tapestry of unsettling sounds weaves through the hotel, disembodied whispers that seem to carry ancient secrets. The faint rustle of phantom silk and the inexplicable movement of objects, a door slowly creaking open, a teacup subtly shifting on a dresser. A pervasive sense of being watched, an invisible, elegant scrutiny often settles upon visitors. A chilling reminder that the hotel's most distinguished guests may never truly have departed. The air can grow heavy, pregnant with an unseen presence, a coldness that has nothing to do with the outside chill. Does the opulence of the Equinox merely serve as a gilded cage for these eternally restless souls? Or are they simply seeking a fleeting moment of connection with those who walk the earth? As the whispers of the equinox fade into the night, we turn our gaze towards an even grander more imposing structure, where ancient stones conceal dark secrets and childlike laughter mingles with the mournful cries of a lady in white. Wilson Castle. 5. Wilson Castle, Proctor, Vermont, USA. The ancient frigid stone walls of Wilson Castle stand sentinel, not merely over picturesque Vermont valleys, but over centuries of woven secrets and spectral tales, where an intrinsic darkness seems to cling to every crevice. This architectural marvel nestled in Proctor embodies a grandeur that belies a turbulent past rife with sorrow and inexplicable occurrences. Local lore vividly recounts the tragic demise of a lady in white, a heartbroken spirit said to eternally wander its vast chambers. Her silent grief is often accompanied by the mischievous, yet chilling, laughter of a child. Another soul believed to be trapped within the castle's imposing embrace. Visitors and staff frequently report encounters that defy rational explanation. The ethereal figure of a woman in a flowing white gown is often glimpsed gliding through dimly lit rooms, her form shimmering like mist. In other, often uninhabited wings, the faint, playful giggles of a child echo, abruptly ceasing as quickly as they began. Objects, seemingly of their own volition, shift from their positions, and heavy wooden doors creak open or slam shut without a visible hand. A pervasive, bone-deep coldness can sweep through a room even on the warmest day, often followed by the disquieting sensation of an unseen presence observing one's every move. The air itself feels thick with unspoken narratives, a tapestry of whispers from a bygone era that refuses to fade. Does the profound solitude and lingering sorrow of the past forever reign within these Gothic walls? Or do these eternal residents simply await a brave enough soul to unearth the truth of their plight? As the weighty silence of Wilson Castle settles once more, we are drawn to a place where despair carved its own chilling monument, a covered bridge echoing with a single, tragic name, Emily. 4. Emily's Bridge, Gold Brook Covered Bridge, Stowe, Vermont, USA. Beneath a canopy of decaying leaves, the ancient wooden timbers of Emily's Bridge, officially known as Gold Brook Covered Bridge, murmur tragic tales of love, betrayal, and a death that refused to fade into legend. The air, even on the brightest day, seems to hold the ghost of a scream, forever echoing through the rustling branches. Nestled in the picturesque yet foreboding landscape of Stowe, this iconic covered bridge is inextricably linked to the heart-wrenching legend of Emily. The story, passed down through generations, paints a grim picture. A young woman, heartbroken and humiliated, was abandoned by her lover on her wedding day. Her despair culminated at this very bridge, where she either took her own life or, as darker whispers suggest, was tragically pushed into the chasm below. Her spirit, forever bound by the anguish of betrayal and loss, is said to haunt the bridge, a permanent resident guarding its tragic legacy. Countless witnesses, brave or foolish enough to cross its shadowed span after dusk, recount chilling encounters. The ethereal figure of Emily herself is often reported, a fleeting shadow darting amidst the timbers, sometimes manifesting as a full-bodied apparition cloaked in spectral white. More terrifying are the auditory phenomena: desperate cries, sorrowful sobs, and guttural screams that pierce the quiet night. Drivers have sworn to feeling unseen hands clawing at their vehicles, while pedestrians have reported sudden, inexplicable shoves, as if an invisible force is attempting to replicate Emily's tragic fall. A bone-chilling cold can descend upon the bridge, even in the heart of summer, often preceding these harrowing events, making every step a gamble with the spectral unknown. Who dares linger on this cursed span as twilight bleeds into night? to truly feel the agonizing echoes of Emily's heartbreak, or simply to hear the whispers of her eternal despair from the personal torment of one lost soul. We turn now to a collective agony, to stone walls that once confined suffering, where despair and shadow formed an unholy alliance. The 3 Brattleboro Retreat. Former Asylum buildings, Brattleboro, Vermont, USA. The air grows heavy, thick with the cold breath of a forgotten past. And from the skeletal remains of Brattleboro Retreat, a symphony of moans and whispers still echoes from decaying walls. This is a place where pain and despair etched themselves into the very stone, refusing to ever truly depart. Once envisioned as a sanctuary for the mentally ill, this sprawling complex in Brattleboro instead became a crucible of torment. Its dark history is stained with the suffering of countless patients, subjected to neglect, abuse, and tragic deaths within its confining walls. Each brick, each shadowed corridor absorbed the raw, agonizing energy of these tormented souls, transforming the very ground into a nexus of enduring to oppressive despair. Those who dare to trespass upon its derelict grounds report a chilling array of phenomena. Faint, incoherent whispers seem to drift from empty rooms, mingling with the agonizing groans of suffering that refuse to fade, as if trapped within the decaying plaster. Spectral figures, their faces contorted in silent anguish, are seen wandering the desolate halls, their movements slow and heavy with an eternal burden. The overwhelming sense of being watched, of a profound and suffocating sadness, clings to visitors like a shroud, making the very air feel thick with unseen tears and the faint, unsettling scent of antiseptic and forgotten hope. The hollow eyes of these spectral residents seem to plead for release, or perhaps for recognition of their unending torment. Will you be brave enough to listen to the voices from the abyss of this past? Or will you find yourself inexorably drawn into its inescapable, suffocating torment from the echoing laments of a forgotten asylum? We descend further into a place where innocence was shattered and spirits scream with an unyielding rage. 2. Brandon Training School. Former Brandon Training School, Brandon, Vermont, USA. The desolate hallways of the Brandon Training School whisper with a cold, lingering breath, carrying the faint echoes of cries and an enduring sorrow that refuse to be silenced. This is an unhallowed place, a stark monument to a past marred by profound tragedy, where the very air feels heavy with a forgotten history of pain. Once a facility for the developmentally disabled, this sprawling institution in Brandon became a crucible of neglect and abuse, a silent witness to countless indignities and deaths. The walls here are steeped in the raw energy of shattered innocence and unyielding suffering, giving rise to chilling tales of spirits consumed by an eternal, desperate rage. Those who have dared to venture into its crumbling remains speak of an oppressive atmosphere, a palpable sense of anger and despair that clings to every shadow. Visitors and paranormal investigators report hearing heart-wrenching screams and agonizing moans, not from the living, but from the tormented souls believed to be trapped within. Objects are said to move with startling violence. Doors slam shut inexplicably, and cold spots emerge from nowhere, often accompanied by the terrifying sensation of being watched by unseen, furious eyes. The overwhelming feeling is one of profound sorrow mingling with an almost suffocating wrath, as if the spirits of the abused still seek justice, or simply release. Have these forsaken souls ever found peace, or are they forever condemned to wander these decaying grounds, their fury and anguish echoing endlessly, waiting for someone to truly hear their silent pleas? From the depths of this institutional torment, we are drawn into an even more profound mystery. A void where the very fabric of reality seems to unravel. 1. The Bennington Triangle. Bennington, Vermont, USA. The wind in the Bennington Triangle does not merely whisper, it exhales a chilling breath laden with untold secrets, a lament for those who ventured into its wild embrace and were never seen again. This is a stretch of untamed wilderness, where Vermont's natural beauty conceals the most profound and terrifying mysteries. A place where the line between existence and oblivion seems perilously thin. Here, the very earth seems to hold a predatory silence, an unseen maw waiting to consume. Between 1945 and 1950, this enigmatic region near Bennington became infamous for a series of inexplicable disappearances. 5 individuals, one spanning different ages and circumstances, vanished without a trace. No bodies, no definitive clues, just an agonizing void left behind. Local legends speak of a shadowy presence, an ancient, malevolent force that has claimed the unwary. The air in the triangle often feels heavy, laden with a foreboding quiet that seems to absorb all sound. Those brave enough to trespass into its depths report an unnerving array of phenomena, an overwhelming sense of being watched by unseen eyes. Disembodied calls seemingly from nowhere, strange flickering lights dancing between the tree, and an inexplicable disorientation that twists familiar paths into a labyrinth of dread. A primal fear, not of tangible danger but of the incomprehensible, gnaws at the edges of one's sanity. It is a place where logical thought dissolves, replaced by the chilling certainty that something ancient and unknowable reigns supreme. What truly lies hidden within the Bennington Triangle? Is it merely the cruel hand of nature? Or a veil torn between worlds, inviting the unwary into an eternal, unsolved enigma? And do you dare to listen to the pervasive whispers of the mountain wind, for fear they might be calling your name to join its ranks? That's all for today. If you enjoyed this chilling journey, don't forget to like, comment with your favorite haunted location, and subscribe for more weekly videos from the shadows.